Do you feel like sometimes you starting to get mad at your partner or feel angry at your partner, but you're afraid to feel this way? Do you feel frustrated that the emotions that are coming up, you almost like afraid to feel, leave alone to express? If you ever feel this way, I think you'll find this video helpful. Today we're talking about how many of us are afraid to feel our emotions and talk or express them toward our partners. So I got this email recently from a lady from in our community, and she shared with me this dynamic. And she said, "Olga, why is this happening? First of all, why am I getting mad?" She's somebody who taps and works on herself often. And second of all, when I do get mad, how can I deal with this, or how can I process it healthy? And so I think this is a really important question, and I think this is something that we all struggle with a lot, and for a good reason. So let me ask you this. How many of you growing up watched your parents sitting down next to each other, smiling, or holding hands and just quietly saying, "Baby, I'm upset. I feel mad and frustrated and irritated. I'd like to process these feelings. Can you help me with this, please?" The chances are more than often you've seen the expression of anger, or you've observed other people, feeling mad at each other, but it wasn't nearly as healthy as, this particular example. So maybe you've seen people get angry and yelling at each other, or throwing things at each other, or shutting down and pretending nothing is happening and holding things within, or worse off, some kind of a physical aggression toward each other, right? So these are the kind of things, unfortunately, in our culture and very often in our families, we had chance to observe. That is what getting angry at your partner look like, right? And so we are shifting into the era, we're shifting into the way of living where it doesn't have to be this way, where we are learning how to talk about our emotions in a healthy way. Now, the problem, of course, is that this is a brand new skill. Nobody taught us in school on how to deal with this. We learn, the capitals of all the states, the names of the presidents, and, what does the self-made look like. But we have no idea what does our own brain look like, and how express our emotions, which is the core, the most important skill that I think need to be taught on this planet, right, as we're growing up. Because the truth is, feelings are much stronger than I thought. And when you feel something and you try to suppress it, it's kind of like, have you ever had this experience? You would take like a beach ball and you try to hold it underwater. Can you imagine how much force it takes and how difficult it is to hold a ball underwater? It's very difficult. And that's what happens when we're trying to hold our emotions inside. And then we have these amazing tools like tapping and EFT and faster EFT. And all of these tools are helpful, but we have to give ourselves permission to feel those emotions first. And to say, yeah, it might be scary, it might be bad, but no, it does not have to get under control. And no, if I feel the anger, it doesn't mean that I'll never stop feeling it, right? Or it'll consume me so much that I will be completely out of control. Oh, hi, Jamie. And so what happens is this is a new skill, right? This is part of the emotional intelligence, one of the levels of emotional intelligence. And so the first level is to understand how you feel, at least on some level, right? The next level is to be able to express it, to talk about feeling in a healthy way. And then finally, the next level is to give others the same liberty to where they feel safe in your presence to express how they feel and to be themselves without being judged or criticized or blamed or punished in some way, shape, or form. And this is how you create beautiful, deep, very happy, intimate relationships. And Gay Hendricks said it best. He said, "Truth is sexy." And so me and Ernie, we have this tradition of sharing what we call a microscopic truth. And the way it goes, when something is coming out, something could be big, could be small, but it's something that's honest. And it's something usually that's difficult to talk about, right? Some of those topics that's hard to talk about. We'll say it openly. And so I teach my clients on how to communicate these difficult emotions with their partner. And I say it could be as simple as, So first of all, don't do it on an empty stomach, right? Don't do it in the middle of kitchen or in the middle of conversation. Don't catch people off guard when you want to talk to them about something like that. And finally, create a safe environment. So if there are kids around or people around, or you're like pulling off to your in-laws about for dinner, it's not a good time to have this conversation. So, every Wednesday, me and Ernie, we do something we call a heart talk. I talked about it in 7 Habits of Happy Couples in the blog a couple of weeks ago. But essentially, we would sit next to each other and we would hold each other's hand, or we'll put each other's hand on the heart. Usually we'll have maybe a candle there or some tea or a glass of wine. And we would share what's on our heart. And I would say something, baby, things are coming up and I'm struggling with this and I might need your help with that. And I've been tapping on this and I will tap more on that. But this is what's happening. This is how I feel. And very often I'll say something, I'm not sure what to do with this and I'm not sure how to handle. But I do want to figure out. I do want to deal with that. I don't want to brush it under the carpet or pretend it's not there, pretend it's not happening. I want to resolve it. And so when you approach it from that angle, when you approach it from the perspective of, I have an intention to figure it out, please be my partner on that, then all of a sudden it's not scary to get mad, right? It's not scary to get angry. Not only that, but you will figure out and you will find out that there's another emotion under that anger. Anger is what's called a secondary emotion. It usually hides something deeper, and it's usually something like a fear or shame or guilt. So those are usually deeper level emotions. And so always ask yourself, why do I feel so angry? Anger is actually not a bad feeling. It's the one that kind of gets you in action. So feeling anger short term is a good thing. I encourage my clients to feel anger. Now, feeling anger and not acting on it or not dealing with this successfully creates cancer, because anger will eat you up from inside. Long-term anger is not good for your health. So I always say, if you feel an anger, say, okay, it's here for me to help me take that next step. So people who feel angry, they'll go ahead and take action. They quit that job that they hate. They'll have that conversation they always say. They'll divorce the partner that they didn't want to. Anger is good and helpful in that way. So don't shy away from the anger. Give yourself space, a healthy space to process it, whether through a conversation or, very often I journal. So I have this, it's actually right here. I have this notebook, and so every morning I would sit down and I write in it, and I call it morning pages. People call it journaling, right? But it's a really beautiful way to splash what's in your head on the paper, and it gives you so much clarity and peace and liberty, right? And so start using these tools. Tapping is amazing, journaling is amazing, but most importantly, set an intention to feel your feelings, to allow yourself to feel your feelings in the body, and an intention to communicate it with people around you. You'll do yourself a great favor by doing this thing. You'll feel more liberated, you'll have more energy, you will be more healthier, you'll be more happier. Alrighty guys, well thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and if you don't know who I am, I don't think I introduced myself in this video. My name is Olga Bochareva. I am a Fast EFT practitioner, an advanced Fast EFT practitioner, and a relationships coach. And if you found this video useful, I do offer sessions one-on-one, and I help women and couples find more love in their life. If you're interested to take it to the next level and work with me, I'll make sure there's a link below so you can learn more about how I work with individuals and couples to help them improve their relationships. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.